Hello everyone, welcome to this next and very important topic of data modeling and ER diagram. In the beginning of the course, I have discussed certain things regarding what is the purpose of our this DBMS course. So, there are many other purposes, but three main objectives that I have outlined were first of all, after finishing this complete course, you should be able to draw an ER diagram for a given problem domain or context or project or application which you are going to develop. Okay. The second thing was to convert this ER diagram into correct number of tables. And third was you should be able to write any type of SQL query for any given data requirement. So although there are other topics that you are required to master in this subject, but the main practical objective of this subject is you should be able to do these three things very well. So, and you must be remembering from the beginning topic that uh, in this subject we are studying creation of tables, SQL and all. So let me show you another example that we have seen earlier also. See, this was the example that I have shown you earlier, that the ultimate aim of you people is to develop a particular software for either a restaurant, a doctor clinic, or a shopping mall, or a fast food chain like Domino's, Pizza Hut, etc. etc. They can be thousands of cases. Okay, insurance company, railway ticket, cricket software, whatever is the case. So ultimately, we need to develop an application, and that application will have two parts. We have seen in the previous videos and previous topic, that let me write it here also, that every application, or you call it every project, will have two components at least, that is a front end and a back end. Okay, front end means, what is front end? Front end means user interface. Okay, and back end means DBMS, or in other words tables. So this will be the ultimate motive of uh, any software developer, that you have to develop a particular project or application, or a you call it, you can call it as a you can call it as a software. Okay, whatever you call it, you can call it as problem, context, okay, or requirement statement. Okay, you call it anything, but the idea means the same, that you are given a specific project, problem, software, and you need to develop uh, it or code it. Okay, so in that you have to develop two things mainly: your front end, through which the user will interact with the software, and the back end, in which the data will go. That is the ultimate aim. So this is an example regarding the same, that uh, this is a software demo of a, you can call as a shop, which supplies different type of products. Those products are purchased by customers. Customer places order are taken by employees, and they are delivered to the customer. So we can see that there are number of forms in it. For example, first of all, see, there is a employee form. So you can see this form must have been developed either in Java, .NET, PHP, Android, uh, HTML, ASP, JSP, whatever is the case. So you can see the data is coming here, and whatever we are typing or going, the data is coming from the tables. Secondly, the store has number of categories. You can see confectionery, dairy products, cereals, and there are seafood, different type of products in the. So this is a typical software. The customer can place orders. So different customer have placed different orders. Number of, there are different customers. These are the customers. You can see. So there are orders. These are the orders placed by the customers, that different order customers have placed. These are different products that are available in the different categories. You can see number of products. Okay, so you can see there are number of, these all are what, these all are front end where you can interact or type your data and see your data. The same thing which you see at counter in railway reservation or at Domino's or at Pizza Hut, where the operator touches the screen and receives your order. Okay, so the similar kind of interface or in ATM. So here, if I type something, it will go into the backend. So backend is what? Backend is tables. As you can see, the number of tables in this project are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are total 8 tables. Now the question which arises is why 8 tables? Why there are 8 tables in this project? And secondly, let me show you this table. See employee table. Let us click on this employee table. You can see the same data is here. The data is which is visible over here is is the same data. You can see. So if I type here, the data will change here. As you know, this I have shown you earlier also. So suppose let us go to data number, maybe something Kapil. Let us change it to Mohit. Okay. So as soon as I will change it, it will be reflected in. As you can see, it has just now changed. And if I will type Mohit Agarwal or Mohit, let us do it Sharma. So when I will access this, after it sometimes takes few seconds to get it updated. You can see it will get update. Yeah, we have to, let me close it first. Okay, and then let me see. Yeah, it has changed to Mohit Sharma. So that is some application delay. Don't worry about it. So it means whatever we are doing in front end, it is going in tables, or whatever we do in tables will be reflected in front end. Both the things are same. So the most important thing in any project is to decide number of tables. That is the most important issue, that how to decide number of tables required in a project. Okay, and now you know what is a table, you know how to create a table, but now we have to learn how to decide number of tables for a project. So you can see there are 8 tables in the project. So what we have to decide, we have to decide number of tables required for a particular project. Okay, so uh, let me show you one more thing. One thing is decide number of tables, another is thing to establish relationships among these tables. So what is the relationship among these tables? Relationship means which table is connected to which table. For example, let me show you. You can see there are 8 tables, and if I see the relationship diagram, I can see that these 8 tables are connected with each other in this way. You can see it. Shipper table, order table, customer table. Okay. So you can see there are number of, this is actually a conceptual diagram, basically a conceptual diagram. So you can see there are 8, total 8 tables present. This is our employee table. Employee table, the number of columns are same: employee ID, last name, first name. The key which you are seeing here symbol is primary key symbol. You know what is primary key? One to infinite is actually one to many relationship that we are going to learn in this ER diagram. Okay, so what we have to learn, we have to learn this thing also, that how to create relationship among these entities. These are actually entities. So this is employee entity, this is order entity, this is customer entity, this is shipper entity, product entity, supplier entity, category entity. So these are different entities, and these are relationship among these entities. So the purpose of this course is to uh, design these number of tables, establish the relationship among these tables, and finally to write query based on the user requirement. Then only your project will be completed. Okay, so this is the most critical task of any DBMS project, software project, application project, you call it anything. So now we are at a state that we can start learning those things. Since we have completed two three main things, like we know how to create table, we know how to create primary key and foreign key to establish relationship. So now we are in a position to move ahead on this topic. So let us see the concept. Now before we go into the details of this, uh, you know what is front end, what is back end. You need to remember certain concepts. See, this is what we have created: a table, student ID, student name, student age, student class, section. So this is the table, or we call it as a, theoretical it is called as a relation, practical it is called as a table. And each row is either called as a row or a tuple or a record. So the number of rows or records in a table is called as cardinality. Please remember these things, note them down, they are important. So the number of rows, record, tuples in a table, they are called as cardinality. Degree is number of columns in a table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 is the degree of this table, and similarly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the cardinality of this table also. Now, if we see some another table, for example, select star from student. So you can see the degree is 3 because the number of rows are 3, and the degree is 3. Sorry, cardinality is 3, and degree is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is the degree of this table. So degree is what? Degree is columns. So columns are how many? 7. And cardinality, cardinality is number of tuples, that is 3. 3 tuples or rows, or you call it as records or whatever. Okay. Although it is not a query, so it is showing error, but just I'm writing just here just to make you aware. Okay. So please remember degree. So and this complete is called as a relation or a table. Table is actually a practical word. Relation is a theoretical word which will come again and again in later stages. Okay. So I think, and you know, this is primary key. What is primary key? You know what is foreign key. So these all concepts are now important. So please be aware of all of them. So now we have come to a concept called as data modeling. So why data modeling? The data modeling purpose of data modeling is the same which I have told you. See, uh, you have to decide number of tables required for a project. So from where to start? How to start? So you, as you can see, there can be many definitions across internet where you can find different definitions. So data modeling is the first step in the process of database design. It helps in designing the conceptual structure of a database. Okay. For example, it can capture uh, the data contained in the database, like entities like students, lecturers, professors, course, the relationship between the entities, like employee works in a department, the constraints like salary should be greater than 10,000 or whatever is the case. Okay, this step is considered as the high level abstract design phase, or it is also called as conceptual design. There is another definitions of data modeling. So a data model defines how the logical structure of data is modeled. Uh, so you can find different type of definitions and explanations. But if you focus on these, let us see this definition. Data modeling is the process of creating a data model for the data to be stored in the database. So ultimately, you are developing software for what purpose? You are developing a software to store some data. As I've shown you, we are storing that data for employee. We are storing data for products. So you need to create a model for it. That what data is to be stored. And this model is a conceptual representation. Conceptual means, just now I will show you the diagram. What is the meaning of conceptual? It is represented in terms of entities and relationship. It helps in the visual representation of data. Okay, and enforces business rules. For example, let me show you first of all, then we will. For example, this is the conceptual. See, there are three types of data models: conceptual data model, logical data model, and physical data model. So this model helps you in uh, identifying what data is to be captured in the database, because ultimately you have to decide the number of tables. So you need to know what data is to be captured and how to model it. So conceptual data models, for example, customer uh, purchases a product or product is sold to a customer. This is conceptual data model, as you can see. Okay. So uh, next is logical data model. In logical data model, what happens? In logical data models, we uh, define or refine the logical model by showing the data types. So in the previous, there was only customer name and number, product name and price. In this, now we have included that this will be string, this will be integer. This is still not database specific. But when you declare it that what type of it will be, for example, if you are doing it Oracle, so it will be of varchar type or integer type, and it will be of primary key, it will be unique, then it is called as physical data. So all three are capturing the data but showing different type of details. This is showing least detail, this is showing a little bit detail, and this is showing a more detail of the underlying data. Okay, so three types of data model are basically used. Now conceptual data model is a high level data model, and uh, broadly two types of modeling techniques are used to design a conceptual model. One is ER model and another is UML. UML you will study in your object oriented technologies. Here we are focusing on ER model. So what is ER model? ER model is a high level conceptual data model. Okay. High level means because it is at upper side, it hides the details. So we call it as high level. So it is used for conceptual design of database applications. So once all data requirement have been collected and analyzed, the next step is to create conceptual schema, so that you can move ahead on deciding number of tables. Then we decide logical design, then we design physical design, database specific. But conceptual design is not database specific. Means ER diagram has nothing to do directly with Oracle. ER diagram is a general concept. You can use that ER diagram in MySQL. You can use in Oracle. You can use in MS Access or any other DBMS, because it is a high level conceptual model. Now, an ER model is a detailed, you can see, an ER data model is a detailed logical representation of data for an organization or business. And it is expressed in terms of entities, attributes, and relationships. So, ER model is a logical representation of data, and ER diagram is a graphical representation of that model. Don't be confused. Both the things are same. Just the terminology is different. That ER model, in ER model we draw ER diagram. Okay, so in ER model we draw ER diagram. It is a graphical representation of uh, ER model. And what is ER model? It's a logical representation of data. For example, something like this. This is an ER model with the help of ER diagram. So this is entity one, this is entity two. These are the properties or attributes of entities and the relationship. For example, you can have an employee who works in department. So this is one entity, this is another entity, and this is the relationships. So what are the components? The rectangles represent entities. This is the most important thing. Do not draw wrong. Do not draw it is square. It is rectangle. The ellipses, it is not exactly circle. The ellipses represent attributes or the relation or the characteristics or the attributes or the columns or the fields. The diamond represents the relationships, and the lines links or represents the uh, relationships from one entity to another entity. Now, if you see this diagram, E name, E number, street, city, department, D code, D name, and some of them are underlined. Underlined means we are talking about primary key. Now, if you talk about this ER diagram only, and I ask you to convert it into table, so it is very easy. It will be, as you can remember, now it will be converted into following two tables, which I have already shown you earlier or there. For example, for this department entity, we will create this department table. Select star from department. So I in diagram there was no location column, but I have created in this table. So department code, department name, and department location, and this D code will be the primary key. So you can see this ER diagram has been converted into this first table. Second is employee. So I have created already one table. Select star from EM. So you can see employee code, employee name, manager. Don't go on this. I will explain later on what is this. But employee code, employee name, and so on and so I have created this table. So you can see that for this ER diagram, employee works in department. These two tables were created. Okay. So this is how in the coming videos we will learn that how uh, these ER diagram has been converted into this table, why there is DPT, what is manager. We will come to those topics also, but right now this is just for illustration that this way an ER diagram is converted into table. Okay. So what is an entity? An entity in our what is a real world entity having properties called attributes. Real world entity means a student, a ATM card, a bank account, etc. And what is an attribute? An attribute is certain characteristics or property of a entity. For example, name is an attribute of an employee entity. So it belongs to a particular domain. Domain means here in this column only names can come. You cannot take, although Oracle will allow a city name, but city cannot be a name for somebody. Okay, so it should belong to a certain domain that only names can come here. Okay. So, for example, if somebody has age, so in age the domain is 1 to 99. Suppose 500 is not the domain of age because nobody can have an age of 500. So, uh, every attribute is defined by its set of values called domain. So, relationship, as you know, what is relationship? The logical association among entities is called relationship. The relationship is, as you must now relate, you can relate. It is established with the help of primary key and foreign key. Okay, so the thing which you have seen, the employee works in department, as you can see, employee works in department. So what we have done, we have created a department table, we have created an employee table, and I have taken a foreign key department, so that this employee works in department number 40. So what is 40? 40 is packet. Okay, so I will come to this example again in next video, but because this was the first video of modeling an ER diagram, so I have covered only this portion. I hope it is clear to you, and please see it again, make notes. It is very important because multiple questions can come in your exams, in your interviews, in your company exams regarding the same. Okay, thank you very much. See you in next video.